Get ready. 3 seconds to go. Start. A smiling Rukumani threw open the door. Ravi and Meena rushed out, and Ravi pulled Mridu into the house. Wait, let me take off my slippers, protested Mridu. She set them out neatly near a pair of large black ones. Those were grey, actually, with dust. You could see the clear mark of every toe on the front part of each slipper. The marks for the two big toes were long and scrawny. Mridu didn't have much time to wonder about whose slippers they were because Ravi dragged her to the backyard behind a thick bitter berry bush. There, inside a torn football lined with sacking and filled with sand, lay a very small kitten lapping up milk from a coconut half shell. We found him outside the gate this morning. He was mewing and mewing. Poor things, said Meena. It's a secret. Amma says Pati will leave for our Paddu Mama's house if she knows we have a cat. People are always telling us to be kind to animals, but when we are, they scream, "Ooh, don't bring that dirty creature here," said Ravi. Do you know how hard it is just to get a little milk from the kitchen? Pati saw me with a glass in my hand just now. I told her I am very hungry. I want to drink it, but the way she looked at me, I had to drink most of it to throw her off the scent. Then she wanted the tumbler back. Pati, Pati, I'll wash it myself. Why should I put you to trouble? I told her I had to run and pour the milk into this coconut shell and then run back and wash the tumbler and put it back before she got really suspicious. Now we have to think of some other way to feed Mahendran. Mahendran, this little kitty's name is Mahendran. Mridu was impressed. It was a real name, not just a cute kitty cat name. Actually, his full name is Mahendra Verma Pallav Poonai, MP Poonai for short, if you like. He is a fine breed of cat. Just look at his fur, like a lion's mane. And you know what the emblem of the ancient Pallav kings was, don't you? He looked expectantly at Mridu. Mridu giggled. Think I am joking. Well, just wait. I will show you sometime. It's clear you don't know a thing about history. Haven't been to Mahabalipuram, have you? He said mysteriously. Well, when our class went to Mahabalipuram, I saw a statue of his Tathas, 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 etc., etc., etc. Fact is, Mahendran here is descended from that very same ancient cat, a close relative, scientifically speaking, of none other than loin, the Pallav loin emblem of the Pallav dynasty. Ravi went on walking around the bitter berry bush, waving a twig up and down, his eyes sparkling. This cat is a descendant of none other than the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, and if I may just remind you, they worshipped cat in ancient Egypt. How he loved the sound of his own voice. Meena and Mridu exchanged looks. What does that have to do with anything? Mridu demanded. Who? I am telling you this cat is descended from the Egyptian cat god. No, goddess, bastard. Yeah, that's it. So, well, one of the descendants of that cat goddess was a stowaway in one of the Pallav ships, and his descendant was the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, whose descendant is Ravi flourished his twig at Mahendran MP Purnai here. Whoop! Eek! He shrieked, very pleased with himself. Mahendran looked up alarmed. He had just been sharpening his claws on the edge of the coconut shell. But worse than Ravi's awful whoop eek was a screech from the window. What a weird sound! If Mridu was startled, MP Poonai was frightened out of his wits. Here, standing on end, he bounced up and scurried towards a bamboo tray of red chilies that had been set out to dry. Trying to hide beneath it, he tipped a few chilies over himself. Mew! He howled miserably. The screeching went on and on. "What's that noise?" said Mridu. "That's Lali's learning to play the violin," grunted Ravi. "She will never learn a thing. The music master just goes on playing like a train, whizzing on and on, while Lali is all the time derailing, going complete off track." Mridu crept up to the window. Lali was sitting a little distance away awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbows jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. In front of her, with most of his back to the window, was the bony figure of the music master. He had a most bald head with a fringe of oil black hair falling around his ear and an old fashioned tuft. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck and a diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down the stem of the violin. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold bordered vesty edge, and he was beating time on the floor with the scrawny big toe. He played a few notes. Lally stumbled behind him on her violin, which looked quite helpless and unhappy in her hands. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the visible track of melody. It was like the wheels of a train fitting smoothly into the rails and whizzing along as Ravi said Mridu stared at that huge, barraged hand moving effortlessly up the violin's stem, making lovely music. Squawk! There was Lali's drilling again. Amma came a wall from the gate. Amma, oh! Ravi, send that beggar away, cried his mother from the back veranda when she was chatting with Tapi. He has been coming here day for the past week and it's time he found another house to beg from. Pati explained to Tapi. Full stop.
लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए महाकाल का दबाकर लाइक और शेयर ठोक दीजिए 5,000 लौटे दिख जाना चाहिए ये 4,000 के लिए मैं यहाँ पे नहीं खड़ा हूँ पूरा साल मेहनत करता हूँ आपके लिए बेटा ऐसा नहीं चलेगा लाइक ठोकी दबा के